Hey everybody, welcome to another special episode of Any Way You Slice It. I'm Jason, this is Peter. So today, it's 5 days after the fact, but we are gonna not mourn, but celebrate the life of Ace Frehley. We lost Ace last Thursday. Last Thursday sucked in so many ways, and Ace's passing was a major contributor to that. Yeah, I kind of maybe figured at some point we might have to do a show like this about one of the original KISS members.
I thought it was going to be, to be honest, I thought it was going to be Peter. Because
Peter's the oldest.
You hear that he's older and he's, I don't know, I guess frail is the word I heard. Not at his strongest, you know what I mean?
Right. By all accounts, though, he's in good health. He was with Ace at the end. I liked reading that. Peter's tribute to Ace was really touching. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, really touching. He was there with him at the very end. So yeah, Ace was surrounded by family and everything. Obviously, if you're watching this, you know how Ace passed away. Falling down some stairs, going to the hospital.
Was it stairs?
That's what I read
I
in
didn't
his
know it was
studio.
stairs.
And, getting a brain hemorrhage going on life support, you know the rest.
I mean, it's really not so ironic that it just makes perfect sense that he's Mr. Wobbly Spaceman and he falls down the stairs. It's terrible, but
exactly. Ace was always known for his bad balance. He fell on stage many times.
Yeah.
I'm sure back then it had a lot to do with maybe certain chemicals, but
but you just see footage of him just walking around backstage, when maybe he doesn't even want some people to be there, and he's not trying to be cool. He
was like a wily guy,
I don't think he's ever careful.
Loose.
He's loose. Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing: there'll only be one Ace Frehley.
Yeah.
You can say that about Keith Richards or certain people, Lemmy, whatever. Only one Ace Frehley for sure. So we're gonna do our best during this episode to celebrate him, and we're gonna talk about him. I'm actually just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna rank his solo albums. I wrote it here on a pizza box. Speaking of pizza, Peter.
Thank you, by the way, Jason.
You're welcome. So one of my earliest memories that I have of Ace, besides getting into the music and stuff, was remember 16 Magazine would have those, Ace, favorite color, silver, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
For food, he always said pizza and beer.
Yeah.
And being an 8-year-old kid, who never even drank a beer, even at that time, probably never even planned to.
Yeah.
I always thought that was cool for some reason. Pizza and beer, that's cool, he's saying that. Guess what? This is for you, Ace. Pizza. I bought a Budweiser because I figured Ace has drank some Budweiser before. I wasn't going to get some fancy IPA he's never even heard of.
Mm-hmm.
The pizza courtesy of Lacey from the Milton Domino's. Appreciate that. Shout out to her.
I already ate mine, so.
Yeah, he ate his. And I got a pizza hookup. Are you jealous?
That's awesome. No, I get to.
Yeah.
I profit from that.
Yes, you do.
What's her name?
Lacey.
Lacey. Thank you, Lacey.
Like the city down yonder. Yeah. So let's talk about Ace. Let's talk about how we got into him, what we loved about him, still love about him. Obviously.
So I shared a little post the other
always
day.
love about him.
The post I shared the other day was just me thinking that he wrote a couple things here and there on the first
Don't mind me if I'm just
handful, 5 studio records, and then all of a sudden on Love Gun he sang a song. Maybe he was getting braver, and maybe it just fit his character so much that are like, no, you got to do it, But he did shock me, and then the next thing he does is the whole record where he's doing a lot of bass, writing, of course, a lot of bass, all the guitars, of course, right? And other effects he worked in there, and all the vocals. Well, except for the female vocals you hear here and there. But what an amazing first solo album, especially coming from that almost a lack of experience as a singer, and you know, Gina Paul will talk about how Ace and Peter were kind of along for the ride, but they didn't get the whole picture. But then you see Ace put this out. And to this day, Gene and Paul probably are still kind of amazed he did it. Because the only other thing he did that he sang on was, before that was...
Just a year earlier. Shocked me.
Yeah. Well, when is Rocket Ride?
After Shock Me, but yeah, that was a couple months after
Yeah,
Shock Me.
okay, yeah, so.
Yeah.
So he only sang on a couple songs. He puts out this album. I mean, to this day, this album is amazing.
It absolutely is. And you know, I hadn't got around to listening to any Kiss since he passed away. I just didn't want to go there yet.
Yeah.
And on the way here, I put on the 78 solo album.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, it's just, it's mind-blowing to this day. It really, truly is.
It really is. And, you know, I'm a big fan of the Paul one also. Admittedly, I'm a big fan of all of them. I think that they all have something
absolutely.
totally different to offer, and I love it all. I love all kinds of music. Certain kinds I don't like, but I do like a lot of kinds of music. This is the American one with the purple, for whatever reason. It's blue on front, but definitely purple on the back. So
Maybe they just did Paul's album prints and didn't change it over yet.
I can't remember if it's a club one or why this one is purple, but it is definitely purple on the back. Everywhere where there's color on the back, it's purple. Definitely intentional, because, you know, it's printed, it's folded over, it's printed on the same sheet this is, right? So they definitely tried to make these purple on the back. I wonder what the reasoning is on that one.
No one knows. It's one of those Ace mysteries.
Somebody must know at the printing facility or something. But yeah, but Aces, I'm a big fan of Paul's, but Aces admittedly is so consistent. It's just really consistent. Rocks from the start to the end. It has that great outro song, Fractured Mirror. And it is special in that way, you know.
Yeah, it's one of the, you know, few albums you just look. There's no song you skip. There's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just look forward to the next one. Like, just amazing.
What else?
I like him though. I love Paul's album as well.
Yeah, I mean they all have good stuff on them, really.
but
Paul's
Paul's
is got really strong points. For me, it's got a couple songs on Paul's that are they're supposed to be light. They're supposed to be like a radio ballad type
It
thing.
should sound like a coffee commercial.
or a Shasta.
Yeah.
Shasta commercial. So this, what do I have here? This is one with the. It's just another standard American one, but that's the blue background. Let me see if I have. Sometimes I end up with these Frankenstein versions. I have so many different copies.
I'm always
of things.
impressed when I see solo albums that aren't cutouts.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. I got 2 in a row that aren't cutouts here. I don't think. Is that a cutout on the bottom?
No, I think that's just wear and tear.
Yeah. So I got this. Pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. Of course, you don't usually get these for the high quality audio, but it's way cool, you know.
These were meant to be picture discs.
And they don't have the back of the album on the back, but they just have Ace on both sides. Yeah, beautiful. Really cool. So there's that. It's got the cool ad for the rust in there, like they always do for everything.
Because you got to get them all.
So the 78 one's your favorite, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. My second favorite is kind of like the rebirth of his career. And I think both albums, he had stuff probably pent up and built up and pieces waiting around to use on his first solo album. I think a couple songs were kind of saved for the 78 album. And it's probably the same thing on this, you know. This is a coming together with Todd and everything. Like this is, and, you know, produced by Eddie and of course Anton on drums. So it really wasn't going to, it was going to be high quality no matter what. But Black Label, Megaforce. But all the songs on this are also, like his 78 album, it's different. Yes, it sounds more 80s for sure. But for 86, I gotta say, this is pretty cool. This is right before the Cinderella era hit so hard. You know what I mean? There's no little cute cowboy boots and bandanas hanging around. It's like, you know, he's still just hard rock, you know.
Yeah.
So this is another one where I think all the songs are pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah.
So this is my personal number 2.
You know, I don't want to give away my album ranking yet, but it's my number 2.
Yeah, and I don't have too much to rank because I really like the Frehley's Comet stuff, and then I like a couple of the solos, and some of the rest I could leave. I could leave it. You know, some of the later records, Origins and stuff. Not that it's not cool he did it, but you know.
Yeah.
So Second Sighting, for me, still good.
The cover leaves a little
It's
to be
still-
desired.
Yeah, not an amazing front cover. It's Insane is good. I mean, It's Over Now. Man, that
should have been a hit.
that's a fluffy power ballad, but it
Should've
is
been.
good though. It is really
Dance
good.
When Danger's good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of that's a Drum Machine one, huh?
Yeah.
And it's still good. It's a well written tune.
Juvenile Delinquent's good.
Yeah.
Separate's good.
There's a bunch of good stuff in here. For me, it doesn't compare to that first album.
No, but
Where
it gets a lot of flack.
He was doing demos, and he were combining their forces and finding the right lineup for the album for a couple of years before they got the deal. And you know, that first Frehley's Comet's great though, but Second Sighting's pretty good for sure. And of course, this is the next one. And what can you say? It's a handful of live things, and then it's the extra song. What is it? Oh yeah, Words Are Not Enough.
Words Are Not Enough is actually really good. That's a good song.
Not bad. You can see just from Todd's haircut here, they're starting to get into kind of a more late 80s, a little more late 80s look, and the sound comes across on the records too, you know. But for me, this would be just right in order. It's a 78 album, and then Frehley's Comet right behind it, and then Second Sighting in this one, for me in that order. And then, in my mind, I jump to Anomaly. And I don't know why this one album, for me, is so fucking rocking and strong and heavy. But when this came out, I was like, kind of like when Unholy came out. And I saw the video on TV when I was working my first job with my little buster bin in my hand. And Unholy came on. I was like, holy shit. You know?
Yeah. I mean, what Anomaly was his first album in 20 years, I believe. It was a comeback.
Yeah. And I guess, again, like these other ones, the first one back, he hit strong, you know, and I guess it's true. It was the first one.
Yeah, since Trouble
He did
Walking.
it again. Man, this album does rock, you know. This one's got a cool package. You can get it a couple different ways, but this is I seeked out this version that unfolds.
It was the original version.
This was the original version
yeah.
came like this? Because I feel like I've had it on...
I got the day it came out, and that's the way it is.
Really? I think I've had it in a normal jewel case, though, no? I thought I
might
did.
have, but it probably wouldn't have been the original.
Unfolds. It's got some stuff in here. Baby alien wanted to be born. Ace tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing the whole Alive 2 thing.
He is.
Poster. Then why not? He was part of that. Poster. Info.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. You know, with my band, I try to tell the guys, man, let's throw some stuff in there. Look at, it's got instructions to get the thing back together. And
it's quite the elaborate digipack.
you gotta admit, they went all out on this one,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool.
Put some money into that one.
Yep.
Right on.
So that's that one. And then I'd say for me, it's probably Trouble Walking. It's got some good stuff on it. And then to me, the newer stuff, the last handful of albums, they're not bad, but it's getting repetitive at that point. Fractured Mirror, Millennium, Fractured Mirror, Quantum Forever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, like there is kind of like the Phil Collins album. There's kind of like a template that he's realizing was successful, and he's building these albums on. And for me, it gets a little repetitive around Space Invader and stuff like that. But of course, there's good songs in all those albums.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
What you got for your?
For my ranking,
you're gonna do.
Well, I'll go from last to first.
I know you'll do a more sensible ranking than me.
So what I came up with was 8 full-length original music albums. We're not including Origins here. Those albums are fine, but those aren't his songs. So this is about quality of songs, really. So at number 8, I have Space Invader, which he was kind of alluding to. At that point, it's just kind of, it's like almost like a formula, you know. There's the cover song.
Formula is the word I wanted.
Yeah. So, and with that said, there's probably just the least amount of songs I really gravitate towards on that one.
On Anomaly. Wow, that's interesting.
No. Well, Space Invader, but Anomaly is next at number 7.
Okay.
And Anomaly is a good album. I can't say after 20 years it's the comeback album I wanted, but
Really?
it's fine. I listened to it a lot back in the day. Can't say I really go back to it a lot now.
I mean, he got extra heavy. He got extra heavy on that album,
Yeah.
and it was kind of cool to hear.
No, I do like
thought.
just because it's number 7 doesn't mean I don't
Yeah.
like it.
So you're a hater of Anomaly.
I can't stand that fucking album. I don't want to talk about
No,
it.
you might have not been into like maybe you were. I mean, the guitar sound on the album it's good.
Right,
You know,
right.
so you might have not been really feeling heavy stuff at the moment or whatever. You know,
No,
it doesn't hit you. It doesn't hit you.
No, it was hitting me more at the time. That's
Yeah.
what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Number 6, I have 10,000 Volts. A lot of mixed feelings about this one, but there are some killer tracks. There really are. He sounds kind of rejuvenated, and I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some really good tracks. And, I didn't really jump aboard because when it first came out, Ace was saying, like, this is as good as my 78. Come
Yeah.
on. I didn't
That's
really
like Kiss saying our next album sounds like Destroyer every single
so
time.
I didn't
and then
believe-
Crazy Nights comes out.
I didn't believe the hype right away. And
Yeah.
yeah. But, there's definitely some good stuff on there.
It was solid. I got to say that album sounds really good, and the songs
It does sound good. It's
the
quality
songs are
stuff.
good and hooky, and I would give it up for it on those levels. But when all these later albums came out, once everybody starts playing to a click and quantizing the drum tracks and pitch correcting all the vocals, that's kind of like that's when I'm out. That's when I'm like, no, fuck this. They sound like a robot now, and I hear it. I can hear it. Good songs, but I hear it on the later Ace records to a
Yeah.
degree. So
Especially that one.
yeah.
Number 5, I have Spaceman. That was the one right before 10,000 Volts, 2018. It's the one where Gene co-wrote a couple songs.
That's the Bronx Boy one?
That's the Bronx Boy one.
Yeah, that's
that
good.
Bronx Boy is my favorite Ace solo song since like Frehley's Comet.
Really?
Yeah, I love that song. What a killer track. So other killer tracks on there too. Number 4, these are ones we were really just talking about it in depth. Second Sighting, I think, kind of gets a bad rap. But still, it's an Ace album from 1988. Come on. There's going to be some cool stuff on there.
There's gonna be He was still a good player at the time, but it did come out in that Long Cold Winter era. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So you can feel it a little bit.
Yeah. Even the Todd stuff's fine. Like, that ballad should have been a hit. I'll tell you that right now. But good album. Is it a letdown after the first Frehley's Comet? Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
But anyway, next I have the
Drum Machine's part of it.
There's
If they had, if they had Anton on the whole album, that would have changed that album.
yeah. And really quick, we have a Frehley's Comet episode. If you go back in our archives,
Oh yeah.
I remember doing that and really enjoying it.
Yeah,
and
we
we
got-
talked a
we
lot
got
about
pretty in-depth.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Did a lot of homework for that one, so watch it. Hope you enjoyed that one. So third, we're down to the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Trouble Walking. His first official solo album after Kiss, because got to remember the others were Frehley's Comet.
Took
albums,
the
right?
Comet name off, but it's Ace.
Yeah, but with Richie Scarlett now instead of
Yeah, and
Todd.
Richie Scarlett sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Scarlett's he's one of those Keith Richards type of rock and rollers. You know? But yeah, he's got Too Young to Die on there. But yeah,
What is Zenith?
isn't that a kind of TV?
I was like, yeah, I'm just looking in the cassette here,
Yeah,
and it says they're thanking the gear. They're thanking Gibson
Zenith.
USA. Gibson USA is what they were going on at the time. Zenith. He must got a new TV.
Yeah, hey, give me a TV free. I'll put your name in the album.
Anyway, sorry,
Trouble
catch up.
Walking's great.
Yeah.
You got Dooya's a great cover. I mean, people don't talk about that enough. That is a good cover.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
He liked to put in like a 70s, like on a lot of the albums he has like one cover that's like a 70s glamish rock anthem.
Part of the formula.
Yeah, Foxy or What's the one on here? Foxy and Free.
Foxy and Free.
Yeah, starts the album with that. But then once Outer Space comes in, ooh, Outer Space is killer.
Outer Space is a cool song.
Yeah, but Ace, you know, like New York Groove, it kind of has a '70s glam rock feel to it, and I think he knew that was a nice little release to have on each album. You know?
Yeah, and you know, we could rank his cover songs really.
Yeah.
But some are better than others. We'll leave it at that. Okay, we'll leave it at that. But yeah, Trouble Walking's great. Ooh, that's
Into
nice.
the Night is great.
Okay, Peter's anxious to show this kid.
And Into the Night's a cover, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now my second favorite Ace album, Frehley's Comet.
So good time to hold this up. I was at the Goodwill in Tacoma, or Washington. We have a thing called the Goodwill Outlets. I don't really know if that goes on in all the other states. Does it?
I think so. I think Goodwill.
Goodwill Outlets. You go in there, everything's in a bin, and
Thrift store.
You get poked with a needle, and it's awesome. But you get to basically buy a lot of your stuff by weight. It's kind of cool. I haven't been for a while, but I bought this Ace Frehley's Comet cassette, and I took it home and put it on the shelf next to my other 6 Ace Frehley cassettes that are all the same. And one day I pulled it out to listen to it months later, and it was signed by the whole band on the tour. So it's not Anton signing it, but pretty cool. Totally bought it by accident. Had no idea it was signed.
And the weird thing is, they didn't play around here on this tour.
Yeah.
And so
Somebody probably moved over here, and
yeah, we're trying to figure out where it got signed.
so it doesn't say to anybody in particular, so I can't do a shout out and figure it out there, but just gotta let you.
If this looks familiar to you, this
Kind of a
may
cool
be
accident.
yours.
And buying these things by weight at the outlet, this was probably 15 cents or something like that. So kind of cool.
Yeah. Do I even have to say what my number one is?
What?
This right here.
Yeah, but is it the one with the blue back, purple back, or the picture disc?
It's got to be blue back. Yeah, 78 so long. Come on.
Yeah.
It's the 78 Ace Frehley
Yeah.
solo.
I mean, it's got Anton on it. They got Anton double tracking toms and stuff all the time. It's at least a few songs. It's cool. It's really a strong record. And I think the fidelity, I think the recording of it is holds up really well. I think it holds up really well. You know.
Yeah, I just picture Ace and the few buddies he had with him. Eddie Kramer, of course, one of them. They're up in this mansion in Connecticut, and I just picture Ace just like he knows like I got some killer stuff here. Gino Pollock and shit, and the fans are gonna love it. And yeah, and he's the only one who had a top 20 hit, top 40 or whatever.
And Eddie
it was.
Kramer, because of the '78 album and the first Frehley's Comet, Eddie Kramer was obviously a really good choice of a producer for Ace Frehley. And I saw, ironically, it came on too. I didn't actually do any homework for this, but there was an interview with Kramer on how he worked with certain bands. Certain bands were kind of difficult. How he worked with different bands differently to make things get a good outcome. And they talked about the Ace Frehley recording and Kiss, but in particular Ace, because of course he did more recording with Ace later on. But during the solo album, he said Ace would come in sometimes and he'd be full of life and ready to rip some great solos, and sometimes it'd be like, well, let's just work on some editing, or like it wasn't going to be a good day for Ace sometimes. But he was sympathetic towards Ace's personality and whatnot, and so he was a perfect producer for probably why those first 2 albums are so strong. He knew how to work with Ace. So
Not just a coincidence that Eddie is like all the best parts of Kiss's recorded career, in my opinion. He's had his finger on the pulse of Alive, Alive 2, Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun, that first demos.
I would say some really strong parts. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, Destroyer, come on, that's
Yeah, but
pretty
he couldn't
amazing.
do Destroyer over and over again.
Dress to Kill. There's some pretty strong stuff
No.
otherwise too. But everything Eddie did was good for sure.
No, Bob Ezrin's my favorite producer of all time.
Yeah,
He's just, he's like a god to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eddie him and Kiss, they really went together well. And Ace knew that and got him for the solo album.
It worked. Was there a falling out I mean, did Paul and him not jive after Alive 2 or something? Because
That's a good question.
they never worked with Eddie again.
I think they
really.
just wanted to go in a different direction by that point.
Yeah.
You know, Vinny Poncia, the guy who produces Peter's album,
Yeah.
produces the next two
But
Kiss
I gotta
albums.
say, Unmasked is really poppy, and people say it's polished, but I mean, it's done really, really well. I mean, they obviously made a wise choice for what they were trying to do. I think the album totally succeeded for what they were trying to do. It's great, and I think they're really smart choosing their producers like that. Really, you know, Dynasty and Unmasked, they're really strong at what they were going for. Some people want them to be going for something different at the time, but I think those are great records. You know, so
Oh, yeah.
he's a great producer for those records.
Yeah.
You know,
And you know, I probably don't have to say this, but we've done all those albums, and the episodes are up.
yeah,
We're really proud of those.
mm-hmm.
Back in our Kiss days,
yeah.
when we
Well,
were
they
all
have-
Kiss.
They never really ended.
All Kiss.
So Ace is playing. What comes to mind with Ace's guitar playing? You know, because you hear people say, "Yeah, the thing about him is like he really could write a solo," and it's like that's true. And he didn't overplay, you know, but that's true. But I don't really like minimizing his talent because he could fucking go off too, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but he is original.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell who his influences are too. Memorable hooks, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Very memorable hooks. I mean, I've been listening to them for 40 plus 50 years, and
With him, it's really
Yeah.
all hook. It's all hook, you know. He knows when to repeat something 4,
Mhm.
8, maybe even 16 times when it's valid. Sometimes he'll be repeating a bend over chord changes, and he just inherently knows that he's doing the same lick over and over and over. But it's creating like harmonic nuance because the chords underneath are changing. But he just knows that, he can feel it. You know, I think he's pretty self-taught.
oh yeah, yeah.
But he could just feel it, and he just knew, you know. So, but to me, his touch, his vibrato, and his touch and his tone, and you know, it's in that vibrato.
Yeah.
I mean,
That is where a lot of the originality comes out, because nobody sounds like that but Ace.
he did that thing with vibrato where he played with the beat, and it might be because he wasn't really an Yngwie. Although in rock and roll, who wasn't Yngwie in 1972? I mean, there wasn't very many crazy shredders in 72. So
No.
he just did what naturally came out, but to me, he always had a cool tone you can hear right away. And about his voice, you know, with Frehley's Comet, it's kind of like when I used to be a kid listening to the Ted Nugent albums. Meatloaf's a good singer, and what's his name's a great singer on the 75 album. Great singer.
St. Holmes?
What's his name? Yeah.
Derek?
But when Ted came in with the vocal, like, oh yeah. And it's like that with Ace, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like
Right.
oh, okay, this is real now. Like this
Yeah.
isn't like, you know, a hired singer. This is like Ace just being real and doing what he does. I always loved Ace's voice on the Frehley's Comet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously he's not some, you know, doesn't have a lot of soul, you know,
It's like Hendrix though, or
Yeah, oh,
Stevie Ray
yeah.
Vaughan. They
Yeah.
sing on their own music better than anybody else could possibly sing on
Yeah.
it. They hire other people once in a while. On the first Steely Dan album, they got what's his name to sing "Dirty Work" and a couple other songs, and they thought, well, this guy's a really good singer. God, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. But then when Fagan comes in, it's like, oh yeah, that's it right there.
yeah.
He knows how to sing on his own music better than anyone else. It's like that with Ace, I think.
It's a good
you know?
point. It's a really good point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ace, he had his signature voice. All the guys in Kiss did.
Yeah.
Yet another Beatles comparison.
Yeah.
You know, they all had their, you know, Ringo wasn't the best singer in the world, but he had that signature voice.
It fits with his lyrics.
Yes.
Those are his songs, lyrics most of the time. Fits with his attitude, you know. So I gotta say he's not like a crazy trained operatic singer, but I mean he's a great singer. I think he's a great singer for what he did, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I just don't like to hear his guitar playing undermined also because dude could really play. And I get it, he didn't grow after a certain point. He kind of had his licks.
Mhm.
In the last few years, oof, he wasn't sounding very good anymore, of course, but he was losing his facility there, but back when everybody else is judged, like Jimmy Page and everybody judged in the first 3 or 4 years of their career, Ace was pretty badass on guitar.
Oh, yeah. The 70s period.
Yeah.
Ace ruled. Some good stuff in the 80s,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Dark Light, listen to that solo. Bump and Grind on the Windy album, listen to that solo.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some great stuff. Some of the Frehley's Comet stuff.
Yeah.
But the 70s, man, that's when all the kids paid attention and wanted to get guitars, like me.
Yeah.
Like me. Man.
But he did know how to put together a nice, concise, perfectly formed solo.
Yes.
It is true.
Even if it was spliced together in the studio, hey.
Yeah.
He played the parts that they put together.
Well, everyone does that.
Yeah.
Or most people do that,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can come up with some really creative things by doing. I mean, I do that all the time. I'm a drummer first, but I splice solos together myself. It's honestly, it's a lot of fun because you capture something that's you could never really recreate, and you could play the lick again, but it might not have that fire. And you chop in something else there, take it from there, and it's really a creative way to put solos together. I think spontaneous and creative.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with it.
I love that they did it. If they didn't do that, we wouldn't have solos like Almost Human, stuff like that.
No.
You wouldn't have these solos that are just off the cuff, So.
Talk about a solo that's from another planet.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about his guitar playing?
Changed my life, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, so, I'm a 7-year-old wee little lad,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting into Kiss, and the first instrument that jumped out at me was Ace's guitar. Many, many hours spent with a tennis racket in front of a full-length mirror we had, doing a full concert to our live.
Mm-hmm.
And, Ace was my man.
Yeah, he definitely probably sold a lot of guitars.
Yeah.
Because Kiss got on a level that was just like beyond average rock band. And, with him being in the public eye like that and having that Les Paul all the time,
The Sunburst Les Paul, to this day, is my dream guitar.
Yeah.
He
He sold a lot of guitars.
Oh, yes. They should have gave him like a lot of the income they were making, because
There's a lot of people that just about everybody I meet that is within our generation-ish, a little before, a little after. Ace is such a huge influence, I know our friend Tony Reed, who's from Os Generator, and what's the other group he's in now?
Pentagram.
Pentagram. He posted a thing one time saying these are my favorite 3 guitar players, and it was Lifeson, Ace Frehley, and Tony Iommi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, those are my 3 favorites. And I would add Angus, as far as like hard rock. Those are mine, Maybe Tony thought I was being a fanboy, I don't know, but those are my favorites. Ace Frehley, man, so cool. There's just something about it.
And he's got a big Ace.
It's so real, So yeah, huge influence on so many people.
Yeah. It's, you could say Dimebag and go down the list, but there's the list. That's just the thing. The list won't stop. I'm at the bottom of the list. Don't get me wrong. I'm at the very bottom. Speaking of that, though, so I had a big show this weekend. My band reunited. And,
How was it?
It was fine. We can talk about that.
It was fine.
We can talk.
Oh, no.
The sound at that place. Man,
Oh,
was
wasn't that
fucking
good?
horrible. Everybody's looking forward to playing with you because we know you'll dial the sound in. Seriously.
Oh, at the other show coming up.
Anyway.
So who was doing sound? Let's rank on him. No, I'm joking.
It was a
No.
girl.
I don't know.
Not that girls can't do sound.
Girls.
I'm not saying that.
I like girls.
Yeah, it was terrible. The sound.
Wow.
It was fun. But what I'm getting at is,
Bummer.
this was 2 days after Ace had died. So
Oh.
2 things about it. Number one, I had 2 cool friends come out because they knew. Well, I don't know if this is the reason they came out, but it was cool because they're big Kiss fans.
Yeah.
To be able to toast to Ace with them.
Yeah.
Tim Ely, the guy that got me into Kiss, came.
Mhm.
Appreciate that. It was great to see him. And Brandon, our buddy Brandon.
Oh yeah, he stopped by Valley
Yep.
after that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he showed up like 10 minutes before I was ready to leave. This was at the end of the night.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad.
Yeah, I felt bad too.
Brandon's
But
cool though. He was hanging out.
But he was happy to hear that we're playing a show together, and he's like, I'm definitely
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But I toasted Ace with him too.
Mhm.
So it was cool to have two Kiss fans.
He went around all night with Ace makeup on, wherever he had Ace makeup on. And when
So, the thing is, what I was getting at is, so I already knew I'm gonna pay some sort of tribute to Ace that night, even if I'm the only one who even knows. So the second our last song ended, you know, I only that's it.
Did you?
I only told like half the band, so a couple of guys were probably like, "What the fuck's he doing?"
Did he come in with you?
No. I played the opening 2 bars to Cold Gin, and then silently put my guitar down and walked away.
I was guessing too.
Yeah. So I just had to do something, you know.
That night, after, you know, during the day, we were all kind of like, is this for real? Did this really happen? I only saw it mentioned a couple places on the whole internet. And they were just kind of keeping it undercover. That I think they knew he wasn't going to make it much past that day. But by the time the night rolled around, I literally had people messaging me all night, I'm so sorry for your loss, Peter. Like, I wasn't really best friends with Ace or anything, but it was very thoughtful of them too.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely. Some people reaching out like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that day was a weird day. When it was first announced, I remember it. It was like 11:45, and I was watching one of my grandkids, and I had seen something on Facebook, one of those random Kiss pages that, you know, I liked years ago. I think it might have been called God of Thunder, and it just said rumors of Ace's death or surfacing or something like that. And you know, he recently, we knew he was having some issues, so you know, it's like went down my wall, didn't see anything else about it, so tried not to let it get to me. It was just a rumor at that point, and my wife came over because I had to go to work, so she took over watching the grandkid. And then like after she was there for like 5 minutes, I said, "Yeah, I read Ace might have died." She was, "I thought you looked somber when I walked in." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on." So anyway, we had to walk across the street and get our grandson from school and brought him back, and then I had to go to work. So I'm going to work with this on my mind.
Yeah.
And all I could do was check my phone at break. So at first break, that's when it was announced that he is in the hospital and has a brain hemorrhage and is probably not going to make it through the night. So now I just had to wait 3 more hours till my next break. So yes, at 6 o'clock, it was all over my Facebook feed. I've never known, anybody's passing to be so prominent on my Facebook page.
Dude, when Neil Peart died, and when some other people died, they were really cool, important people artistically. When Neil Peart died, that hit me really hard because he's a big influence on my instrument, you know. But when Ace died, everywhere I looked on Facebook, I saw nothing but Ace pictures for a few days. There definitely was an outpouring of love for Ace, for sure.
Yeah.
It was,
and still is.
It was huge. You know.
Yeah. To me, maybe it's because my algorithm is based around Kiss and stuff. That's why I see everything about Ace.
Yeah.
But I'm getting more stuff about Ace than I ever did about Eddie Van Halen, Ozzy. Ace was.
I feel like so too. You know,
he was a huge influence on. I'm glad he's getting that due too. His influence can't be understated.
Gene and Paul have talked about Ace only briefly, and really the 2 posts that I see on like the Kiss Facebook and like Paul's or whatever, they're pretty concise and not a huge outpouring of you know, they had huge falling outs, of course, so I get it, but they keep it professional, I would say. And
yeah, did you see the picture making the rounds today of Gene and Paul at the airport heading to New York?
Oh yeah,
because today is Ace's memorial service in New York.
And they're going
private. Yeah.
Oh, see, I heard they weren't going. That's cool.
No, they were. If the picture's real, I mean, AI these days.
Oh, that's cool.
It's them at the airport. It's from the back, but you can tell it's them.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's cool. They'll be there.
They hadn't really said a lot, and they kept it kind of professional, but carefully worded. Some nice words, of course.
Yeah.
And
Peter's tribute was the best.
I mean, the last thing Paul said to Ace was "fuck you" on the phone, and that was it. Really, I mean, they weren't
that we know of.
They weren't getting along, so I can understand all the perspectives there, I guess. But,
and when you're that age, even you don't even have to be that age, but you have to keep in mind that might be the last time you ever speak to somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you want to?
Yeah, when
why
you
have
get
sour
older.
grapes like that? You know? It's like,
Anyway, that's the weird stuff. But this is the good stuff. It's a perfect
will
album.
always be.
Perfect makeup. He's in his prime. I mean,
Can I just mention his laugh?
this is it.
His
right
laugh is what life is all about.
here. Yeah.
Just the way he carried himself back
Reckless
then.
abandon.
He was the real rock star of Kiss. He really, truly was. Wasn't the bad boy of Kiss. He wasn't a bad boy. He was like a fun-loving, hilarious guy. He was like a rock and roll comedian.
Yeah.
When he was on, he was on. He liked to party. But he also could play a mean guitar. And I'll say this about Ace. There are more cool pictures of Ace Frehley than there are of any human on this planet. Seriously, look at those. Just punch in Ace Frehley's
His costume is.
Yeah.
It just looked. Yeah.
He had
just
some of the coolest pictures.
Yeah.
Gene had some cool fucking.
I mean,
pictures
for
too.
sure. A lot of young boys were looking at the Demon all the time,
Yeah.
but probably pretty equal with Ace. You see a lot of old pictures that are shared of people in their Halloween costumes. So
Yeah.
that's Ace. So
Exactly. Anyway,
yep.
we could talk about Ace all night, and we'll talk about Ace, at times in the future, of course. But all the love and respect in the world to that man, and we'll never forget you. And thank you for the music and being a part of the band that changed a huge part of the band that changed both of our lives, and really inspired us to dig further into music. And we're going to keep
Definitely
keep
changed
that
my
going.
life. Definitely. Kiss in general kept me into music, really had a really strong hold on me into music for those years when I could have maybe went different ways, and with the whole thing, with the makeup and the comic book and the music and everything combined really held me tight, and made me just want to play music way more seriously, so.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yep.
Nobody can be cool like Ace, though. I learned very early on.
Yeah.
It's like, man, this isn't as easy to play as I thought. I was Ace in a Kiss tribute band. Believe me, I know.
Yeah.
It's like, he was the drummer.
Yeah.
Man. Anyway, Ace, we love you, man.
All right.
Take care. Thanks everybody for watching. Where any way you slice it.